jump the fence. Jump so high, it touch the sky. They come back until the 4th of July. Walk in the door. Didn't walk in the door. Well, if you don't know how to do it, I'll show you how to walk the dog. Come on, get over here. Here, listen to my little poem now. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does that garden grow? You see how you got silver bells, you got cockle shells, pretty maids all in a row, walk in the door. Did a walk in the door. Well, if you don't.
September 12th, 2003. Didn't make the morning papers, he died in his sleep. In a world of loneliness, corruption and need, hatred of hatred, politics and greed. But I know I wasn't alone when I cried on the day Johnny Cash died. Yes, I know I wasn't alone when I cried on the day Johnny Cash died. An honest man, one who cared, a heart that big, well, that's something rare. In a world of broken promises and lies, it's comforting to know a man could walk the line. And I know I wasn't alone when I cried on the day Johnny Cash died. Yes, I know I wasn't alone when I...
Saturday afternoon. Just wanted to pop on for a few minutes and remind everybody about Politically Speaking tonight at 9 o'clock. Yes, we're going to talk about things you don't want to talk about. We're going to talk about Maxime Bernier. We're going to talk about Justin the Traitor Trudeau. We're going to talk about QAnon. We're going to talk about Trump. We're going to talk about politics. You know, the sort of thing you've always been told not to talk about. Yeah, we're going to talk about religion, too. To give you an idea of how we're going to talk about religion, let me share this little tidbit with you. 3 minutes that may open your mind.
Let me just give you one sort of example of some of the things I've run into. Forced suicides or honor killing of young girls amongst brown females in Canada is probably highest here in Ontario, second highest in British Columbia, but the rate here in Ontario is probably the highest of suicides amongst brown Muslim females in the world. So that includes, you know, India, Pakistan, where there's high degree of Muslim population. So it's a known problem that girls are being murdered or forced to commit suicide in their own household. And right now, the drug of choice is warfarin, blood thinner. The police know this, Peel Regional, Toronto, whatever. I've talked to them, and they tell me something really fascinating. They say they know what's going on, and they're working on it. But getting into the community is very hard because you can't get witnesses, no one wants to talk. Even if you talk to the sister of a girl who's been murdered, essentially, or forced to commit suicide, you can only meet her off-site, you can't meet her in uniform, and she's terrified. If somebody sees her talking to an outsider, that'll get back to her father, her uncle. So here's the thrust of the matter. When I talk to the police at the front end level, and I worked for the RCMP for 6 years and I've worked with a variety of police forces, these guys and these gals tell me that when they go to their supervisors at the inspector level or the superintendent level and say, we need more resources, we need to get out into the community, they get told, yes, you're right, we need to do this. And that layer of management in most police forces is still white, male, and mostly Christian. But they have no problem going after it. Where it dies and where they get no support is at the chief level and at the police board level. When it gets promoted to that level, it dies because, oh, well, we can't touch that. That's cultural. We can't touch that. That's religious. The politicians have got the chiefs of police so terrified, then he won't talk about this stuff. Chief Bordelot in Ottawa, when he was asked about all the shootings occurring in Ottawa right now, said he had no idea what was causing the increase in shootings. And everybody just kind of like, okay, you know.
Well, there you go, folks. Islam has made Ontario famous. We are the world's capital for assisted honor-killing suicides. Isn't that great? Thanks, Islam. We appreciate the international notoriety of being #1 in the world for assisted suicides. Thanks. Isn't multiculturalism great? There you go, folks. That's the kind of thing we're going to talk about tonight. Think you can handle it? Come join the show. Hell, turn your Skype on. Add Duke Willis to your Skype contacts. Bring your cam and have your say on the show, politically speaking, right here on YouTube, 9 o'clock tonight. Hope to see you then, folks. And don't forget, keep Canada Canadian.
September 12th, 2003. Didn't make the morning papers, he died in his sleep. In a world of loneliness, corruption and need, hatred of hatred, politics and greed. But I know I wasn't alone when I cried on the day Johnny Cash died. Yes, I know I wasn't alone when I cried on the day Johnny Cash died. An honest man, one who cared.